Okay, so a little tour of the garden for so far this year. First, you can see the invisible deer fence. I've only got one string up right now. I'm going to put one higher. See, there's a hole right there, and one lower. And that'll go all the way around where the single string is now. But then I left a little door to get in, wide enough to take the wheelbarrow, although I don't know if I'll need that. And I've laid out a grid on the garden, and I have a garden plan in my notebook on what's going where. And today I did the sugar snap peas. So they're going to be in this little 4x4 area and this 2x4 area. And in the next few days, I'll plant cilantro in there on Melissa's advice. And when the peas are done, I'm going to turn it over into okra. But okra doesn't get planted until the soil is really, really warm. So the peas will be well done before the okra needs to go in. And my plan, as you can see, there's a lot of clover in the ground here. That was on purpose, but I didn't get it in soon enough, so it didn't really cover for the winter. But my plan is, so everywhere that, once the beds are in, I'm going to go back behind and plant clover between the beds for green paths between the beds. And then over here, a lot of this here is thyme. The one I'm looking at right now might need to be coming out, but this one is still going strong. And I'm going to plant tomatoes in here, in this corner. And as you may remember, that is the original hugelkultur spot. And I think that that is possibly deer hoof prints. They were there already before I put the deer fence up. That is garlic that's waiting to be harvested. And then over here, last weekend is where I put the, actually maybe was it last weekend? It might have been last weekend, where I put in the bare root strawberries. And we'll see if those come up or not. I don't know. They looked awfully dead, but that's what they're supposed to look like, right? They're supposed to look kind of dead. And then there's all sorts of plans for the rest of it. The whole thing is going to get planted, but that's what I've done so far. Anyway, I'm going to be pretty excited if I have any success with anything, really. Keeping the deer off is going to be a pretty big deal, but anyway. Oh, and here is the transplanted bad honeysuckle. This is the invasive kind that you're not supposed to have, but it was in the woods. I brought it over here to be over here. And over there are the second round of hugelkulturs. And I think I may turn that into, if you see here, Yvonne left me this when she moved to Florida. And I am thinking of putting that over there and filling it with the stuff that's there and turning it into a more civilized looking raised bed. And then I'll put some herbs in there that the deer probably won't eat. So that's my plan for that. And then over there in the top of that triangle, that's been planted with wildflower seeds. I was planning to do that whole space, but I never got to it. So I'm thinking I'm just going to mark that off with wood so I don't mow it by mistake. And that'll be like maybe a beginning of the wildflowers or additional wildflowers. And there I have put deer fencing up. I don't know if you can see it. That's up in full. There's 3 layers of, I think there's 3. There's 3 layers of discouragement there. And in there is one of the really nice Rose of Sharon, plus the Easter lilies that are coming back from last year. And then over here where the terracotta pot is and the foxes, there are peonies coming up there, and knockout rose, and a couple of floribundas that I got this spring.